What's up, guys? Welcome to the first video of 2026. Today we're going to be talking about the issue of being nonchalant. Yeah. So a lot of people in my life who don't know me super well, but a lot of people in my life have stated I am nonchalant. And when I hear that, and that's not a joke, it sounds so stupid, right? That's not a joke. I got coworkers who don't know me like that. They'll say, "Oh, you so nonchalant and shit." I know that sounds like a joke. Okay. But it's not a joke. People do say I'm nonchalant, and when I hear that, I'm like, damn, if only they knew. I'm not nonchalant, but I feel like that is something I try to give off. But hold on, let me elaborate on that because that sounds really corny. I think my dog wants me inside. All right, so let me elaborate on that. Where was I? I think being nonchalant harms you. I mean, in all your relationships, you can be nonchalant about like your friends, and if they hurt your feelings, you're just like, okay, and you'll take it like you don't care. But if you're really nonchalant, you gotta really not care, unless they're saying like some crazy shit that's not okay. You know what I mean? But I think there's like a weird emphasis on being nonchalant lately, or for the past couple of years, especially with dating. And I think that's a behavior I exhibit. Some good words. That's a behavior I exhibit just in the way where it's like, hey, like if I'm talking to someone, I feel like it is in the back of my mind to act like I don't really care, act like I'm nonchalant when I really am not. Um, and I'm saying this is a problem because why do I sound so articulate right now? Like that's how, like I'm feeling so articulate. Okay. Um, I feel like that's a problem because it can ruin whatever you got going on with that person, and both of you guys might not even realize it. Um, so, how do I explain this? If you nonchalant, not on purpose, if you're nonchalant on purpose, like that's something you're actively trying to show that you don't really care about things, eventually that's gonna cause you to worry about things. And I think that's the problem. It's gonna cause you to worry about things, it's gonna cause you not to be genuine. And then bam, you really yourself though? And are you really speaking up about things that bother you? And then that can cause you to slowly have this bad mindset about this person you're talking to. They doing this, they doing that. I'm nonchalant, so I don't really voice my concerns. There's a problem in that. But the other problem is sometimes if you're so nonchalant on purpose, that can also psych yourself out. That's how I feel like about it. It can also psych yourself out. Like, yes, you're acting nonchalant. Maybe you bring shit up once in a while. But then, yeah, you're nonchalant. Your text dry because you want to show too much interest. This is like, there's this thing going around where it's like the less effort you put in, the more you receive. Or like the less interest you show, the more you receive. And to a certain extent, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do believe in that. But that's because what's been out there, It's like, there's like these games that are being played. Yeah. So those are my thoughts on being nonchalant. Is that all I got for this video? I feel like it is all I got for this video. Oh, let me talk about my personal experiences. Okay, so I think with the past people I've talked to, no nonchalance, bro. Like you'll see me interact with other people in this time period. I'm like, I don't really care, but only towards the people I'm talking to romantically. I'd show it all, I'd show it all, I'd show it all. And I think this is like, it's just a bad loop of what is out in the world right now regarding relationships, and then like own personal lived experiences, okay? And I feel like this is a mindset I am breaking out of, but there's still a lot more work to do. And I think this is something a lot of people should think about, you know? So in those past romantic things, I wasn't nonchalant. I was super genuine, super out there. At a certain extent, it felt like I was being super pushy, you know. Yo, when can you hang? This and that. Hey, love to spend time with you, this and that. And that is very genuine. Don't get me wrong, it is. And don't lose that spark unless you're being creepy about it. Um, where was I? Yeah, don't lose that spark of being a genuine person. But I think because of that, like, some of those people were just not into me like I was into them. You know what I mean? Um, and I think going into more recent romantic interests. Hold on, I'm gonna check my dog. All right, going into more recent romantic interests, like I feel like that's flip flops. Now I'm kind of like, oh, this is what's out in the world. This is how everybody is treating people they're talking to. So maybe this is how I gotta treat people I'm talking to. But personal experience, I feel like that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing to do. Just because, okay, I'm gonna give an anecdote. It's like I'm talking to someone, and I'm like, hey, really like you, but and this is me being honest, you know. This is me like dropping the nonchalance. Is that what the word is? Like, hey, I really like you, but I'm not trying to get played. And I think that's kind of like a thing that a lot of people are scared of nowadays. Just like getting played, and that's why it just feels like there's so much thought behind how you put yourself out there in order to protect yourself. And that might be me projecting, because that is how I feel. I think being hurt in the past or some shit, or seeing what happens to other people. Yo, I'm wearing my work jeans right now. I'm about to get a rip on my crotch, bro. Anyways, I think that's what a lot of people do. You know, once they do meet someone and they like them, it's like they try to protect their heart. And yeah, that's like a personal anecdote, you know what I mean? Um, and I really do feel like in the more recent times, I do try to protect my heart more, but I think, yeah, this is another problem with being nonchalant on purpose. You know, like if you don't think about being nonchalant, then you're nonchalant, and that's fine. But the problem is, everybody wants to be nonchalant on purpose now. Does that sound corny? But it is true. Everybody does want to be nonchalant on purpose now, and that's what kind of kills relationships. Cause it's like, man, I was nonchalant for so long, but now I'm like, damn, let me open myself up towards this person. And now it's like, fuck, bro. Now I feel like I'm being too pushy when fu- finally, when I finally open myself up. You feel me? Anyways, that's really all I got to say for this video. Another thing on my mind is, you know, I'm based in Minnesota, and a lot of people who watch my videos, I don't advertise this channel, so not a lot of random people watch my videos, but I'm based in Minnesota. There's a lot of scary shit going on in Minnesota right now, um, with the government and shit, and I hope everybody watching who is in Minnesota or even anywhere in the States, because everything is scary right now. Stay safe. Help out in your community. Help out any way you can. You know, there's a lot of protests going on. Go to those if you feel totally safe and comfortable, but I do understand, like, as minorities, it is hard to feel fully safe in those situations sometimes. Um, so, yeah, helping out in other ways, donating money to certain funds, um, donating to food drives, and boycotting those big corporations, dude. Like, they're all funding this wicked thing going on. Boycott those. Been looking into like different grocery stores to shop at. So look like Minnesota or not. Look at like whatever co-ops are by you, and chill on the fast food because they're funding some wicked shit too, bro. And that's something I'm working on being better with. But yeah, just be there for your community. I don't, you know, I'm not one to preach. Like I was about to say, like, don't feel hopeless, but I feel hopeless. I feel helpless in this situation. It's like, when will this shit end? But just do whatever you can. Everything helps. And we can definitely do things on a smaller scale, like helping those in need who need it right now. People are scared to go to work. Um, and in turn, that makes it they can't afford groceries and shit. People are getting separated from their families. Like kids are getting separated from their parents, and yeah, so stay safe. Scary times we're in right now. Um, yeah. And yeah, 2026. Hope things start looking up, but I feel like as long as we're under the damn Trump administration, that guy fucking sucks, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna say it, but it's hard for me to believe in myself. Um, don't feel hopeless. There's always stuff we can do. Um, I mean that. Like I'm saying, sometimes I don't believe that myself, just because it just feels, you know, people who feel strongly about this, you feel so small sometimes. Um, but just help out whatever you can. That is enough. If your heart's in it and you genuinely want to help people, that is enough. Also, them Asians going door to door now. Don't open your door for nobody, bro. Get a Ring camera if you can. Also, I don't know if I should be saying that because I think Ring might be a bad company, but I have had a Ring camera for like 7 years or some shit, maybe less, maybe more. So that's helped a lot. But okay, um, but there's also other options for doorbells and security cameras. You can build a server and set up your own security system. There's other open source ways. So if you're tech savvy, look into that. And yeah, scary times, but seeing everybody join together for a cause and fighting this does make me believe that we will get through this. So yeah, that's it for this video today. I know it started as a video about nonchalance, being nonchalant and shit, but that's just some shit that's been on my mind. It's been bad over here in Minnesota. And Minnesota's always been like kind of that safe space, or the place that feels safe. Like, back in the day, people would be like, what the fuck goes on in Minnesota? But actually shit been going on in Minnesota. Um, but not in the right ways. And I don't know, it just feels like we're being targeted, bro. But yeah, everybody stay safe, help out in your community. We will get through this, trust. And yeah, stay safe for real. Peace. That's all for today.